Hello, everybody. This is Love from Above by your sibling spirit guides. I'm Maureen, and this is my brother.
Hey, Maureen. Hey, everyone. This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, we're so happy to be here. If you can believe it, on this podcast, we share daily channelings we receive from star beings, ascended masters, mythical beings who really exist, and occasionally our ancestors. And today's topic is, Brian, this is a unique one: how to stop splitting your energy. And let me tell you, they come up with a really interesting analogy. And wait for this, people. I love when they do this. This is pretty rare, but we have an opportunity that they've shared with our listeners that you can benefit from this as well. So, yeah, Brian, was this something that was new to you? It's about like how to use a singular focus to get what you want.
Yeah, good, good. This is a really good one. Thanks for putting this together. So, yeah, I think it's really amazing. Yeah, it's something that I don't think I've really read about this sort of stuff, but I think it's something that makes sense intuitively. So I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, before we want to begin, I want to talk about these set of words that they use. So they're talking about in this session your modus operandi, which, this is something as I understand that they're speaking through us and giving this information. It's like the one word that describes every activity in your life. So if you think of like Gandhi or Martin Luther King, it could be like peace or justice or, it's like one overwhelming purpose of why you're here. And so it's bigger than like, oh, this is my mission or this is my purpose in life. It's literally it's like one word. So think of that when you hear modus operandi. Brian, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I'm just going to jump in. So this is from February 20th of 2026. Darling one, we congratulate those who listen to these words. These phrases carry the energetic equivalent of berries and roses, champagne and sparklers, hand clapping and feet stomping. We urge you to reconsider the present path, which is a jumbled mess. You turn in this way and that way. You touch your toes, reach for the sky, and turn around. You reach for the bread in the toaster. You reach for your honey, a hello or goodbye. The singular focus is the united and best way to achieve whatever you want to accomplish. Say for the brother, his singular focus is the modus operandi of love, his love of sports, which is a way for him to pursue his primary goal. His workplace activities are a love for what he does and a love for supporting those that he loves. In this way, you can reflect upon your individual lives and see if every activity is aligned with your modus operandi. For the darling daughter, her modus operandi is a greater exploration of knowledge and wisdom. This pursuit is the basis for your travels, your reading, your friendships, your seeking connection with other people, whether in this realm or others. This is your modus operandi. So, for studying Spanish, which you love to do, is this in alignment with understanding the greater truths and wisdom? By understanding Spanish, you're able to travel in many places where sacred objects exist, and you travel with greater ease because of your knowledge base. We say continue with these. Your readings, which you've discovered, need to be based in knowledge and wisdom. Frivolous readings for the general purpose of enjoyment do not entertain you. You seek the greater truth and wisdom. Recognizing this helps you align with one purpose. It's not that every activity that you do in the day is consciously towards the greater understanding of love or greater wisdom, but checking in with the objectives of your day, you have general routines. Are these routines aligned with your greater purpose? We ask that you review these now. For those who do not have the benefit of providing of our providing the insight for their modus operandi, we say, if the answers do not come from looking within, ask trusted friends and advisors. They often see your life more clearly than you're able to see yourself. So your spouse, your best friend, your mother, or your son may have the answers that you cannot provide for yourself. Do not take these as words of wisdom. They must be examined on your own to see if they reflect your greater truth. But that's a good start. So then, do you want to jump in and provide your reaction, Maureen?
Yeah, so this was really, I was just wowed by this. You know, when they say that were you wowed when they told you that your modus operandi was love?
No, I think it makes sense. I mean, I think they've sort of said stuff like that in the past, so that's aligns with other messages we've gotten about this.
Well, I was wowed when they told me my modus operandi is wisdom and knowledge, which totally makes sense. I mean, that really, you can see that overall arc throughout my whole life. But I was like, oh my God, it's like I can see the picture in totality now. So I just said to them, it's like, oh my God, I'm wowed by this. Now I have to, think about this and see if everything aligns with my modus operandi. And what they were talking about, the readings is, I went into a part like earlier this year where it's like, which Brian, you know me, I never do this. Like I was reading like romance novels. And there's nothing wrong with reading romance novels, Brian. For you, your modus operandi is love. Perfect for you. But for me, like, no, I'm like right now I'm reading a book on ancient Egypt and reading a psychology book and so it's not that I can't read the lighter stuff. I can, but it has to like align with my.
I'm not reading romance novels. Let me be clear. It may be love, but yeah, I don't really read fiction generally, but yeah, not romance. I've never read any. So I want to
Never
put it
mind.
out there.
But I just wanted something really light, but on one level, I wanted something really light. By the other end, it was like, oh, geez, do I want to? I mean, it takes what, like 6 to 8 hours to read a book. Do I want to spend 6 to 8 hours doing this? No. So then they go on to say, we're pleased with your general excitement over this greater reveal. And then this is where it comes up for you or our listeners. They said, we are happy to provide the modus operandi for people if they wish to contact you. We shall reveal the ulterior motives of their lives with pleasure. We should do this, although we ask them to relinquish any legal obstrifications from the brother-sister pair after these revelations. And then they said, you feel like you've mined a chest. And I said, yes, I do. Thanks. So I'm telling you, Brian, that was a big one. And I think about that now in my day. It's like, I think about, okay, like, do I want to read this book? Is this aligned with my modus operandi of wisdom and knowledge? And yeah, so it's impacted, my daily activities. So I'm super grateful.
So this is interesting. So how is this going to work? If people contact us, then we you'll ask and they'll tell us what the person's, focus or modus operandi should be.
Yeah, and I think we have the ability to text people, right? We've never done this before, but
Yeah,
yeah,
there is a way from the app that you can send a text, or that we can also accept emails at lovefromabove at gmail.com. So yeah.
yeah, which is really interesting because I did get the message a couple of years ago when I started this channeling. I used to work professionally as a psychic, and a friend asked me to do a connect for her, and I did, and both came in, and it was like there is no individual readings, none. So, you can only work, for the collective. So it's kind
Oh,
of unusual.
yeah, let me just correct it. It's actually love from above podcast at gmail.com. I had it wrong. So love all together, love from above podcast at gmail.com. It's a lot, but
Yeah.
that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll ask, and I'm sure Brian, you and I will get a benefit from that. Like if, it'll be interesting for us to be like, oh my gosh, Blair G from Wisconsin, his modus operandi is whatever, justice. Oh, So I don't know, but that was kind of surprising. We don't often get this. We don't often get, like, it's been a handful of times I've even been able to ask a question. So, usually these communications are one-sided, coming from above, below, or beyond and to us, and it does not go both ways. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
So I'll go into the next one, which is just kind of a reiteration of the first one. This is from March 1st, 2026, and it's the benefits of having one goal. Darling one, rest your heads on our bosoms. We clasp your mighty hands in our tenderest embrace. Which I just got to stop there. Like, these always begin with such loving words. I mean, I just love it, Brian, right? I mean, I'm resting my head on their bosoms and clasping their hands. Oh, darling children, play and frolic. Do not let worries disturb your psychic. We minus those, which I don't know what that means, we minus those who fail to usurp the power that is rightfully yours. We provide an example of the television remote control. Right now, Earthlings are like children stuck watching the news. They know there's more fun entertainment on the television for them to watch. They know this doom and gloom is not fitting for their personages, but they don't know how to utilize the black box which controls the TV. They might whine and complain and stomp their feet, but still, without the additional help, without the assistance of an adult, the personage cannot change the channel. Ask us, darling ones. We are readily available to change that channel for you until you grow into your rightful place of determining the outcome of your illustrious personage. So I'm just going to pause right there. I mean, this is just, once again, a message we get continually, like, ask for help. But I do like that analogy of, us being children and not being able to use some remote control.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So then they go on and they say, now we provide the example of interior solace. What does this mean, you might ask? Interior solace is the ability to comfort oneself. Look, darling ones, are you using hotels, friction, drama, television shows, cell phones, dream occurrences to satisfy inner longings? We respect that these incursions do in fact provide bridges to satisfy your needs and longings. We ask that you surrender into our tiny arms and subjugate yourselves to the one and almighty. So now they get on to the topic of the day, which is focusing, having one stream of energy to focus. They say, oh, darling ones, we turn now to the topic of the hour. And I said, they want to speak about fishing. So they go on to say, an individual fisherman or fisherwoman casts out one line at a time. This is the analogy we provide. The fishing pole is not capable of catching more than one fish. We're not talking about the industrial fishermen with their nets and sonic equipment. We're talking about a single fisherman or fisherwoman. What are you casting out into the universe? What are you seeking? Are you aware of what your psyche is sending out? Realize that there can only be one objective, one goal. You can't want the new house, the new car, the new girlfriend, the new shoes. Oh, and by the way, let's get rid of the wrinkles or change the color of eyes or lose 20 pounds. You get one stream to send out. Make sure that stream is unified in all your actions and your words. What is your one stream? And then I just got this vision, like, I understood it. Like, so say you do want to lose 20 pounds and you want a new girlfriend and you want a new job and you want to move to a new city. Like, it's taking that one long, you know, fishing line, and it's like cutting it up into multiple lines. And so then if you've got like multiple short lines on your fishing rod, it's not even going to reach the water. So it means that it's impossible. Like, it's absolutely impossible for you to achieve your objective. It's never going to happen. And so they said, yes, this is why it's very important to focus on your modus operandi. So again, Brian, that's just really interesting. I mean, there's so much work on manifestation, whether it's, 100 years ago from Neville Goddard or from today. But like, I've never really heard anybody talk about, you get one stream, that's it. Like, are you focused on that one stream? Like, you can't be trying to do multiple, you can't multitask. You can't multitask in the
Yeah.
field.
And that goes against, our culture today where everyone's trying to do so many different things. And so, yeah, I do like these messages. There's other messages we've got too is like, don't try and do so much and try and just relax and be. So anyway, I think of that too, but you know, the analogy of cutting up your line to represent each goal makes total sense. And so that, just focus on what you really need, what your goal is. And again, if you're not sure, reach out to us and we can help you identify what that focus should be. So I think it's perfect.
Yeah, or reach out to your loved ones. They said that that's an alternative too. Talk to your spouse, your mother, your father, your best friend, and that they might have, sometimes the ones that are so close to you can see what you cannot. So, yeah, I just, again, I just found these messages really profound and they've impacted my life. So I hope they help all our listeners as well.
Definitely. So I'll go on the last message is from September 28th of 2025, the power of a singular focus. O children of the light, awake to the greater glory of your desirable selves. We see the posturing, angling for better perspectives of your physical selves. Oh, if you admired the true beauty of the interior one, you would remain joyful always about your physical selves. Deeply breathe. Darling, your breath today is ragged and shallow. Correct this at once, and you shall assume a better position within your wonderful world. Who are we to address you as the wonderful selves that you already are? The name is not important. We have concoursed through your planet for many years. We study humankind as our preferred inclinations are to assist mankind as they warm to the light of the Ultimate One. We work with many divine beings and consider ourselves to be a useful resource. We utilize your connection to adapt to humanity's strange customs. We learn from watching you, dearest child of the light. And then, do you want to jump? You said they were laughing, so they were hopefully they're laughing with you, not at you. Or I know they're saying our strange customs. What do they find so funny?
So then they go on, but I often hear laughter. But if you think about the enlightened ones, like I remember, if you believe the Dalai Lama is the enlightened one, the Dalai Lama cannot finish a sentence without laughing. Like even if he's talking about something like really, really serious, he's always laughing. So I often hear laughter. So they just went on to say, you fail to recognize the nature of your own self. Darling one, you could absorb the power of the planet should you so desire. Your needs, your desires are the ultimate force within you, and correctly channeled, they can produce any result you desire. Brian, I can absorb the power of the planet. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It so yeah. I mean, it is true. I mean, you're capable of anything that you focus on. But yeah, just a great message. So they go on to say the focus is required to assume the greater strengths natural to humankind. We provide an analogy. If we were to show the way and said to look in the heavenly skies, you would look and see a myriad of lights. Which one is for me? Which is the best and highest path for me to follow? However, we should consolidate our energy into singular focus. The path ahead is clear. When you dismiss ulterior concerns in your life that do not develop your ultimate connection with the one, you will realize that the singular focus is the only possible path forward. We'll provide another analogy. Should you use your computer keypads and utilize one or two fingers, the hen pecking of your messages will be laborious and unfulfilling. However, should you utilize the tremendous force within your mind and uniting to connect to all to produce a singular message in a reasonable fashion at a time, your singular focus helps to achieve the goal that you desire. We fear that we have confused you more, looking for more suitable options. The diet should the human subsist on only one rudimentary vegetable or source of protein, the heavenly body would indeed suffer. It requires the full force of the mind, body, fingers, and attitude to correctly balance the optimal nutritional delights. This way, you can fully focus the body and manipulate yourself in the best desired outcome. What we are attempting to say is that the full focus requires the utilization of the complete bodily forces, the breath, the mind, the heart, the inner and the outer self, and acceptation of additional help from other sources. In this way, you can manifest yourself as a singular light of God's greater glory. That's all, dearest one. We relax in your delightful presence. We are the one. Yeah, it's interesting. Some of their language is sort of difficult, does it? But
It's
I get what
clunky.
they're saying. Yeah, let's say it totally aligns with all our previous messages, and so yeah, this is really helpful.
And talk about multitasking, Brian, that is something I've stopped doing like in the past year or two. Like even like going to breakfast. So, I live in hotels and going to breakfast, you look around, most people are looking at their phones. And like I'm going to breakfast, I'm eating. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm eating. And I don't know, I've really gone away from multitasking and doing one thing at a time. And when you do that, like you are so much more relaxed and centered as opposed to, multitasking I swear, it just puts you like in a frenzied state, or at least it does for me. Maybe other people are very skilled at it, but for me, yeah, I really like this doing one thing at one time, even if it's eating, even if it's just eating.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I I don't know. It's interesting because I really don't think I can. I'm not very effective at multitasking, so I can't do it. And I just try and you know focus. And yeah, that's a great match. I mean, just trying to be more present, and that makes total sense. So
And where the first place I did this is, do you remember when I went to that Buddhist retreat center and I did like a 3 or 4 day meditation there, and you had to sign this contract that you would keep to the monk's schedule, and they only ate twice a day. The first time was at 7, the second time was at 11. No food after 11. And there was you ate for like half an hour and you ate in silence, and there's like no reading, there's no talking to the person. Like that was when I first did that. Like try that, people. Try that, our dear listeners. Like when you first do it, it's like, oh my, it's it's really activating, you know what I mean? But you were supposed to just focus on, you know, the food that you're eating and, being present with that. And yeah, so that was a difficult retreat for me, but I benefited a lot from it.
yeah, that sounds hard. Sure.
It was hard. So I'll close us off, which is, boy, we don't get many messages from Archangel Metronon, but what a joy to hear from him. And I have to tell you, people, what he looks like. At least to me, he's like a giant being, and he looks like he's just like pillows and pillows of white light. There's so much white light, I can't even like really see him, but it's just like this huge giant like tower of pillows of white light. So, but anyway, we just got this short message from him on January 6th, 2025. And it says, once again, we say not to focus on anything that doesn't bring you pleasure and aligns with the ultimate goal of reuniting with the one. You know, Brian, that's really simple. If you don't know what your modus operandi is, do not focus on anything that doesn't bring you pleasure or unites you with the one. That's it. I mean, it's just, I think that's a beautiful one line message. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it. Oh, I was just gonna one correction. I think this is my transcription software, put metronome. It's Metatron.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Thank you, brother.
but there was my
You're psychic. You can know what I'm saying, even though what I'm saying it's wrong. Thank you.
Metatron. Yeah, because also I thought when you see him, because doesn't he have this Metatron's cube sometimes, that sacred geometry around his face? One time you mentioned that when you saw him.
I don't remember that. What I remember seeing is, and I think I told you it was like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from
Oh,
the I mean,
it's
that's
huge. Yeah.
huge, but like giant pillows of white light and just so much light, like you can't even like really see the face, but he is enormous, enormous,
So are
enormous.
we talking about like in Ghostbusters that was the
Yeah,
giant
yeah,
marshmallow? Yes, I
yeah,
know.
yeah. But that's a negative. This is, obviously
Yeah, right, right.
an immense. I don't want to even put them in the same category. But I
Yeah.
was blessed. I worked with this a friend of mine named Viri in Mexico, and she works a lot with him. And when she did the session with me, and it was like, oh my God, it came into the room, and I was like, oh my God, like, and I see a lot of course, I'm blessed to see so many divine beings, and star beings, but like, it was like, wow, 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 wow. So yeah, I'm grateful to hear from him. And yeah, speaking about the angels, I'll talk about what we're going to talk about next week, which is love. The angels are about love. And we've got next week, we've got messages from the Palladium brothers and sisters, the Watchers, who we hear from very frequently, who are, I believe, a subset of angels and the angels themselves on how love starts with you. So, yeah, looking forward to next week.
Yes, should be a good one. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Talk to you next week.